feels very, very real. There's people in the window. We don't want to get shot. So this may all be an exercise. They may not be firing live rounds, but in these guys' heads, they really are defending their city from an enemy attack, getting ready to do that in a possible future scenario. The Russian invasion of Ukraine is so close. This could be the path that Russia and its ally Belarus will take if it ever invaded Lithuania.
Усіємо позиції! Лєхам час штабу народному батальйону!
The Lithuanian Rifleman's Brigade is a state-backed paramilitary group gearing up for an enemy invasion.
Defending country is the same like defending your home. You have doors, you have windows. You lock normally because you don't want somebody to come in.
Thousands of citizens from all backgrounds are volunteering.
We are going to defend our freedom till the last cup of blood.
Here on NATO's eastern flank, destabilizing tactics, also known as hybrid warfare, have already begun. Officials accuse Russia and its ally Belarus of using all means at their disposal. Fears of an invasion are growing, with the Ukraine war a harrowing reminder of the threat right on their doorstep.
Valstybės sienos apsaugos tarnybos teigimu per pastarąją parą aptikti 2 balionai, kuriais Lietuvai iš Baltarusijos gabenama kontrabanda.
My flight to Vilnius was diverted back to Helsinki just as it was about to land in the Lithuanian capital because of suspicious balloons spotted over the airport. It really just emphasizes the story that we've gone to report. The appearance of weather balloons used for smuggling operations has forced the country to close its airspace several times in just a few days. In the past year, over 500 have crossed into Lithuania from Belarus. Some Western officials say it has the markings of a Russian-backed disruption campaign. Incidents including sabotage, arson, and cyber warfare have been escalating across Europe. Lithuania, sandwiched between Russia's Kaliningrad exclave and Belarus, is particularly vulnerable to threats. Its location has led military analysts to identify it as a possible route for a Russian invasion. For decades, Lithuania and the other Baltic states have issued warnings about the threat from Moscow. Its officials sounded an alarm long before the full-scale Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Now, some Lithuanians, fearing further escalation, are taking war preparations into their own hands. Are you doing checks here?
Sorry, say again.
We are journalists. We are doing a documentary about the experience.
You should show your license.
Okay.
For us.
Okay. The paramilitary group has essentially taken over a town in Lithuania.
Yeah.
They're stopping real traffic, civilians, all part of this exercise, but it feels incredibly real. How are people reacting to you, the civilians?
No questions, no answers. I
Okay.
gave you.
We're just driving off now. They let us go. They checked our documents. Really feels like there's a sense of siege in this place. The paramilitary group, also known as the LRU, is conducting drills to prepare for acts of sabotage on critical infrastructure across the city. We went inside the headquarters for its mission to meet some of its members, volunteers who dedicate their free weekends and evenings to the cause. Thomas is a data scientist for the second-hand clothes marketplace Vinted. In 2023, when you joined, there was already a huge war taking place in Ukraine. Did this influence your decision at all? In what way?
Well, in that way that I kind of understood that this thing is coming here, or it could come, right? So that we have to be prepared. And I was thinking, okay, what should I do? Basically, there are 3 options.
Yeah.
Either run away, collaborate, or fight. So I thought, okay, I will not collaborate. And I was thinking whether I want to run or fight. And in the end, I decided I want to fight because, in general, I love my city, I love my country.
You know, of course, that it's an exercise, but how does it feel to you?
First exercises I went, it made me more scared actually, because you're like, okay, oh my god, this is actually, I'm training for the actual thing, right?
Yeah.
Then I got a little bit more confident in those, in my own skills, and now I don't feel scared at all. I even start to feel more better, because I know that, okay, if something comes, I know what to do, I know, how I will behave.
With a population of under 3 million people, Lithuania is tiny in comparison to its Russian neighbor of over 140 million. Its armed forces are made up of approximately 20,000 personnel, who would struggle to curb any invasion alone. Although NATO would be dispatched to help, reserves and volunteers would be critical as a first line of defense. The LRU, which has over 17,000 members, is not currently part of the country's military, but receives state support and funding. In wartime, the group would be fully integrated into the Lithuanian armed forces. How vulnerable is Lithuania? I mean, it's a very small country. It's right next to Belarus, which is a close Russian ally.
Yeah, definitely it is vulnerable. You know, we are at the, I would say, stone throw the distance, you know, from enemy countries, basically, or potential enemy countries. That's why we're preparing, you know. You cannot just sit on the bench and say that this is preparation is ongoing.
Lithuania was part of the Soviet Union, but it was occupied for 50 years. How does that compare to the situation today? And you probably lived in Soviet times. How do you think about that now?
You know, because the Soviet Union was a fake country. Everything was based on fake, you know, that you were thinking one thing, you know, and you were saying another thing, and keep middle finger somewhere hidden in a pocket.
Lithuania was occupied by the Soviet Union in 1940. It regained its independence in 1991 and has made a serious effort for closer ties with the West ever since, joining both the EU and NATO. Reda is a company commander for the paramilitary group. All 3 generations of her family are fearful of a return to Russian occupation.
По-русски. Я вам все время говорю, язык врага надо знать.
I was 8 years old, yes, 8 years old, when the Soviet Union collapsed and we gained the independence. I would never like to go back.
It's really hard to understand that system was how she had to grow up. They would wait in lines for hours from their early morning with their parents and waiting, the legs are aching, and here they are coming back home with no food.
Reda, a lawyer, joined the LRU before the all-out invasion of Ukraine.
It does affect the family time as well, but we do understand it. We were, all of us, 2 more sisters, we were all in the union ourselves.
It's the duty of every person, the duty to know how to help to protect the country. I mean, if you send the message that we will protect our country, whatever it will take, I think that the enemy will be fearing to come.
Tomas also invited us to his home, where he's been storing equipment in preparation for any crisis.
I can show you the whole thing from my training. So, the training, I put this. If I want to build a tent, this becomes my tent. We learn a lot of valuable lessons, even from very simple things, like, for example, how to get food, how to move, not to be spotted by a drone.
Stanął w obronie ojczyzny, dlatego mówię, że jestem dumny z syna. W tej chwili wojna na Ukrainie, są właśnie prowokacje Łukaszenki, już się dzieje ta wojna hybrydowa. To jest jakby siedzimy na beczce z prochem i nie wiadomo, kiedy ten proch wybuchnie.
Officials from Russia and Belarus have repeatedly denied any involvement in hybrid attacks on Europe.
Мы никому не угрожаем, лишь обеспечиваем, как я сказал, свою безопасность. Более того, всегда открыты к конструктивному диалогу и взаимным шагам по снижению напряженности.
To understand more about this grey zone between war and peace, we wanted to get closer to the neighbors that Lithuania accuses of hybrid attacks. Right now, we're on our route to the border with Belarus. Western officials say the hybrid tactics, such as weaponizing migration, sending unidentified objects, balloons, other things over the border that lead Lithuania and other countries to close their airspaces. All of this stuff is already playing out here, right on the edge, on NATO's eastern periphery. In response to these types of incidents, some crossings have been completely shut down. You can see here there's concrete dragon's teeth up to my waist or even beyond. And it's all completely closed. I mean, you can see there's a duty-free shop here and everything is completely deserted. There's no one here. Traveling along the border today, it's clear these fences are not currently designed to withstand a full-scale enemy attack. But the Lithuanian military plans to construct additional barriers across what it describes as a Baltic defense line, in collaboration with Estonia, Latvia and Poland. The idea is to install layers of obstacles behind the current border in order to channel and delay an enemy advance. Each section will include another type of defensive measure, from anti-tank ditches to landmines.
The focus now is basically in specific areas. So first 5 kilometers in depth in order to establish any type of obstacle possible to deter our adversary and slow down, if needed, their approach into our country. Our soil is our soil, and that's not the question if we are going to defend that.
The construction of the more robust defenses is possibly 5 years away, but with the Russian military preoccupied in Ukraine, the threat of an imminent invasion appears unlikely. For many citizens here, though, there are concerns that the country's defensive effort could be too little, too late.